So, hi everybody, welcome back to my math channel. It's a really long time after we studied math. Today we're gonna talk about a really important concept in math called perimeter. So, perimeter. What is a perimeter? Well, a perimeter is the length and the value around the shape. So, what does really the length and the value mean? So, imagine if you have a five-sided polygon and then you glue it to the giant size of a robot. Then you start at one of the edges, then you just start going from this line and down, around, until you reach it. When you are walking, this means that you're walking the perimeter of the whole five-sided polygon. I mean, six-sided. So, now, if you start from here and you walk, each side is 5 meters long. So if you walk 6 sides, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So your equal length is 30 meters. So here's some examples. Our first example is of a triangle. These triangles sides have different types of lengths. All are centimeters, but what are the numbers? This is 3 centimeters long. This is 8 centimeters long, and this is 11 centimeters long. So now let's just move on. Now, this is another example when you raise the triangle. Now I am going to draw a 6-sided polygon. So a 6-sided polygon, it's a regular polygon. So it means that all of its sides are the same, and that's good because it only shows one side 4 centimeters. So because if we just got all of the 6 sides are 4 centimeters, then we have 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 24. So the perimeter of this shape is 24. 24 what? Centimeters. Oops. So now let's move on with another example. Let me erase the board, marker board, or anything. Now I'm gonna do these really hard ones. First, I'm gonna draw this polygon. It's not a regular polygon, but this is even harder. There are 2 spaces that we don't know, but 4 other spaces that we do. 4, 3, 5, 10. So if you want to know the length of this line, add 3 to 10. Then we have 30. Now, if we want to find out what is this, we'll add 4 to 5 equals 9. So that is the perimeter of the shape, the length. So first we get 3 plus 5 plus 10 equals 18. Then 18 plus 9, 18 plus 9 equals 27. 27 plus 27 plus 13 equals 40. And finally, 40 plus 4 equals 44. So the perimeter of this shape is 44 centimeters, or inches, or miles, or even kilometers. So now, if you want to do some extra perimeter, something called extra perimeters, then start using a wind-up ruler. This wind-up ruler's length is about 220 centimeters. That's really long. So now, let's start from this side of the board, stretch all the way to this side of the board. So, I measured a few minutes ago, before this video started, I measured it was about 120 centimeters. And what about the vertical side? Well, it is 100. It's 100 centimeters, or 1 meter. So 1 meter and 1 meter and 20 centimeters. So that is the perimeter of this shape. 100 and 100 is 200 plus 240, then equals 440. So that's the perimeter of this board. Now I'm gonna measure the perimeter of this piece of paper. So the long side of the piece of paper is 20 centimeters. The short side is about a little shorter. It's 14 centimeters. Check again. Yep, it's 40. Now, what if we measure a perimeter of something that isn't like this computer? First, start with the computer's rectangle. You know, the little like rectangle. Now, stretch it out to form a line. Now, that is the line that I measured. And it needs to be a little longer. Now, if we fold a line, it will look like this. Now, let's start. We'll start from the 1, then I'll go all the way to the 26, 27, 28, 30. It's about 31. So the perimeter of the screen of the computer is 31. Now, what about doing something bigger, like the TV? Well, if you measure the TV, you need some extra working. If you're a child, your arms going to stretch a bit like this. That's the length of your waist. Now, if your arms are just the same and your arms are 120, then the long part is 10. But if you stretch, and you see that the short part is also 110, 20, and your long part is even longer, that means that you're about an adult. So, now, what if we even measure something bigger, like the living room? Well, you need someone to hold the other side while you pull out the first side, because the living room can be a little bit long. So, my living room's perimeter it's a square. So, it has 140, 140, 140, 140. So, 2 140s is equal to 280. 280 plus 280 equals 560. So, the perimeter of my living room is 560 centimeters. So, now, that is the end of our lesson about perimeter. You can measure the perimeter of it if you have a ruler. From small things to big things to bigger things to enormous things. So now goodbye and see you next time for another mathematics lesson.